The red bow on the white BMW was so bright, it hurt to look at. My sister Brooke was sobbing with joy as my parents hugged her. A brand new car, gifted in front of everyone we knew. Then, my mother pointed to a small white envelope on the coffee table. "For you, Renata," she said, with that fake smile I've known my whole life. I opened it, expecting maybe a down payment or even just a heartfelt letter. Inside was a generic Christmas card and a single $2 bill. Not 20, not 200, $2. That was the moment the silence in my head finally snapped. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just waited until when the house was silent, and I made sure they would never be able to find me again. My name is Renata. I am 28 years old. I have a master's degree in urban planning. I work for a city planning department in a mid-sized city 4 hours from the town where I grew up. I make $61,000 a year. I drive a 7-year-old Honda Civic with 112,000 miles on it and a crack in the dashboard that I keep meaning to have fixed. I am the older daughter, the one who came first, the one who was there before Brooke, and for as long as I can remember, I have been the one who came second in every other sense. My parents are not cruel people. They would be horrified to hear anyone describe them that way. They go to church. They donate to charity. They host Christmas parties and welcome their neighbors and present themselves to the world as warm, generous, family-centered people. But inside their house, there has always been a hierarchy, and I have always been at the bottom of it. Brooke was the easy child, sunny, social, the kind of girl who made friends effortlessly and smiled at strangers and moved through the world with the particular confidence of someone who has never had reason to doubt that people like her. She did well enough in school without trying particularly hard. She had boyfriends and good hair and the ability to make our parents laugh at the dinner table. I was the other one, quieter, more serious. The one who read books at family gatherings and asked questions that Dennis said made people uncomfortable. I got better grades than Brooke, got into a better college on a partial scholarship, worked nights and weekends to cover what the scholarship did not. My parents paid Brooke's tuition in full. A different school, cheaper, but full. I did not ask about this, did not point it out, told myself the circumstances were different, that the timing had been different, that it did not mean what it looked like. By the time I was in graduate school, I had stopped making excuses for the pattern I could see clearly. Brooke got a car at 16. A used one, nothing dramatic, but a car. I got money toward a car, which I combined with savings from my part-time job and bought something old and adequate. Brooke got a graduation trip to Europe with 3 friends. Patricia and Dennis paid for it. I got a card and a check for $500 when I finished my undergraduate degree. When I finished my master's, I got a card that said they were proud of me. Brooke called home 3 times a week. Patricia answered on the first ring. They talked for an hour. Brooke's life was interesting. Her job, her friends, the apartment she lived in, the man she was seeing who was from a good family. I called every 2 weeks. The conversations lasted 12 minutes. Patricia asked if I was eating enough and whether I was seeing anyone. Dennis asked about work and then said he had to get back to something. I was invited to family events when Patricia remembered to include me. Brooke was invited because she was assumed. There was a difference. I had learned to notice it. The Christmas party invitation had come 3 days before the event. A text from Patricia. "Dennis and I are having our usual Christmas party on Saturday. Would you like to come?" That phrasing, "would you like to come?" as if it were optional, as if she were inviting an acquaintance. I had driven 4 hours to be here, left work at noon on Friday, stayed in a hotel because the guest room in my parents' house was Brooke's room now, and Brooke's boyfriend was visiting, and there was not space for me. I had bought my parents a Christmas gift, a nice one, a set of handmade ceramic serving dishes from a local artisan I had found in the city where I lived. I had wrapped it carefully, brought it 4 hours in my cracked dashboard Honda. They had said thank you and set it on the table with the other gifts and not mentioned it again. And then they had given Brooke a car and given me $2. I found Patricia in the kitchen. She was arranging cheese on a platter. Her back was to me. "I am leaving," I said. She turned. Her expression shifted, something between surprise and irritation. "You just got here. I drove 4 hours to be here, then stay for dinner. We are eating at 6, Patricia." I kept my voice even, quiet. "You gave Brooke a car. You gave me $2. She set down the cheese knife. "The $2 is lucky. It is a tradition. It is not a tradition. You have never given me $2 before. You have given me less than Brooke consistently for my entire life. But $2 is not a gift. $2 is a message. Patricia's face tightened. You are being dramatic. This is a special occasion for Brooke. She has been going through a difficult time. What difficult time? She and Marcus had a hard few months. She needed something to lift her spirits. Brooke and her boyfriend had a difficult few months, so you bought her a $40,000 car. It was not $40,000. It does not matter what it cost. It matters that you have spent my entire life telling me I am the responsible one, the capable one, the one who does not need help. And then you use that as a reason to give me nothing while giving Brooke everything. And you have done this my entire life. And today you did it in front of 60 people with a $2 bill. Patricia looked at me. Her jaw was set, the expression she wore when she was not going to admit anything. You have always been so sensitive, she said. Brooke does not make everything into a conflict. I am not making a conflict. I am telling you what I see. And what I see is that I am not valued here the way Brooke is valued. And I am done pretending that is not true. You are going to leave because you did not get an expensive gift. I am leaving because I drove 4 hours to a party where I was given a $2 bill while my sister received a car. And you just told me the reason I received less is because I am capable and do not need help. And I am telling you that capable people still deserve to be seen, still deserve to matter. I am your daughter too. And today you made it very clear what that is worth. I picked up my purse. My coat was already in my hands. Renata. Dennis had appeared in the kitchen doorway. He must have heard some of it. His face was careful, the face of a man who avoids conflict by pretending it is not happening. Let us just enjoy the evening. These things are not worth fighting over. I am not fighting, I said. I am leaving. I walked past him, through the living room where people were still gathered, still holding glasses of wine, still clustered in their separate conversations. Nobody noticed me leave. Or if they did, they said nothing. I stepped outside. The cold air hit my face. The BMW sat in the driveway, red bow now slightly askew, beautiful in white and the clearest evidence I had ever seen of exactly what I was worth to my parents. I got in my Honda, backed out carefully, drove to the hotel. The room was quiet, small, the kind of basic hotel room that is exactly what it needs to be and nothing more. I sat on the bed and took off my shoes and looked at the wall. I still had the envelope in my coat pocket. I pulled it out, looked at the $2 bill one more time, at my name in Patricia's handwriting. Then I opened my phone, went to my contacts, my father, my mother, my sister, one by one. At 2 a.m, when the hotel was silent and the grief had moved through me and what was left was something clean and clear and final, I blocked them all, not in anger, not in the hot, shaking way that people do things in the middle of a fight, in the quiet, settled way that comes from understanding that something has ended, that it had been ending for years, that the $2 bill was not the cause but simply the last clear evidence of a truth I had been refusing to look at directly. I blocked them, set my phone face down on the nightstand, and slept better than I had slept in years. I drove home the next morning, 4 hours, the same cracked dashboard, the same Honda, the same life I had built for myself without any help from the people who were supposed to give it. I did not tell anyone what had happened, did not post about it, did not call a friend to process it, just drove home and unpacked my bag and made coffee and sat at my kitchen table in my own apartment in my own city and felt the particular quiet of a decision that has been made and cannot be unmade. Patricia tried to reach me on Sunday, a missed call from her cell that bounced to voicemail because I had blocked her number, which meant she had tried from Dennis's phone, then from a number I did not recognize, which was probably the landline they still kept for some reason. I did not listen to the voicemails, deleted them without playing them. Brooke texted from a number I had not blocked yet. I had forgotten about Brooke. Mom is really upset. She says you left without saying goodbye. What happened? I looked at the message for a long time, at my sister, sitting in her new car or her comfortable life, asking what happened, as if she had not been standing right there when it happened, as if the BMW and the $2 bill and the 60 people watching had not been real. Nothing happened, I typed back. Take care of yourself, Brooke. I blocked her number too. What came next arrived slowly, through a cousin who still had my number, through a work colleague who knew someone who knew Patricia from church, through the slow, inevitable way that family stories travel when one person refuses to participate in the telling. Patricia had told people I had stormed out over a gift, that I had made a scene at the Christmas party, that I had always been difficult, that she did not know where she had gone wrong with me. Dennis had said less, told people I was going through something, that they were giving me space, that these things happened in families. Brooke had apparently cried, told her boyfriend Marcus that she felt guilty about the car, that she had not known our parents were giving me such a different gift, that she wished things were different. I believed Brooke. I had never had a problem with Brooke. Brooke was not the villain of this story. She was just the daughter my parents had loved more easily. That was not her fault. It was not mine either. But I could not be in a family that gave one daughter a car and the other daughter $2 and called it Christmas. Spring came, then summer. I kept my phone blocked, kept my life quiet, kept going to work and paying my bills and building a life that was entirely funded and constructed by me. In July, I got a promotion, senior planner, a $12,000 raise. I took myself to a nice dinner to celebrate, ordered whatever I wanted, paid my own check, drove home in my cracked dashboard Honda. No one in my family knew about it. No one had asked. I thought about calling, about sending a message, about finding some path back into a relationship that had cost me my whole childhood. And then I thought about a $2 bill in a Christmas card while a red bow sat on the hood of my sister's new car. And I did not call. I made friends in the city where I lived. Real ones. People who invited me to things because they wanted me there. Who noticed when I was quiet and asked why. Who celebrated my promotion with me. Who showed up on the random Tuesday when I needed someone to talk to. I built a family out of chosen people. Not because it was perfect, but because it was honest. Because everyone at that table had chosen to be there. In October, I received a card in the mail. My parents' return address. I recognized Patricia's handwriting on the envelope. I held it for a moment, turned it over. Then I set it on my counter for 3 days without opening it. Let it sit there while I went to work and made dinner and lived my life. On the 4th day, I opened it, a card. The kind you buy when you cannot find the right words, so you let the printed ones do it for you. Something about family and time and love that endures. Inside, in Patricia's handwriting, Renata, we miss you. We hope you will consider coming home for Christmas. The door is always open. Love, Mom and Dad. Nothing about the car. Nothing about the $2. Nothing that acknowledged what had happened or why I had left or what it had meant that they had done what they did in front of 60 people on a December afternoon. Just an invitation. Back to the same table. As if the invitation itself was apology enough, I set the card down, looked out my window at the October street below. The invitation was not an apology. It was a request. A request to come back and accept the same terms. To be the older daughter who understood and was capable and did not need much. To take less and say nothing and be grateful for the door being open. I got an envelope from my desk drawer, put the card inside, addressed it back to my parents' address, put a stamp on it, and in the blank space inside the card, beneath Patricia's handwriting, I wrote 4 words, I am doing well. That was all. No explanation, no argument, no demand for acknowledgement or apology. Just the truth. Simple, complete. I am doing well. I mailed it on a Monday morning on my way to work. Dropped it in the mailbox on the corner. Walked the rest of the way to the office in the October air. Sat down at my desk. Started my day. I have not heard from them since. Do not know if they understood the message. Do not know if Patricia cried or Dennis shrugged or whether the card is sitting on their mantle or in a drawer somewhere. I do not ask. I do not look them up. I do not drive through their town when my work takes me near it. I simply live my life. The one I built. The one I chose. I am 30 years old now. 2 years past the red bow and the $2 bill. I still drive the cracked dashboard Honda. I am saving for something newer, but I am in no rush. The car runs. It got me where I needed to go. It got me out of that driveway on a December afternoon when I finally understood what I had been refusing to understand for 28 years. That being capable does not mean you deserve less. That being quiet does not mean you have nothing to say. That being the older daughter does not mean you are the lesser one. I deserve the same care and attention and investment that Brooke received. I deserved to be seen at my own family's Christmas party. I deserved more than $2 and a card with pine trees on it. And since I could not get that from the family I was born into, I went and built one that would actually give it. That is not a tragedy. That is not a sad ending. That is just what happens when you finally decide that you are worth more than the value someone else assigned you. I am worth more than $2. I always was. Here is what I want to know. If your parents gave your sibling a brand new car with a red bow and gave you $2 at the same Christmas party, what would you have done? Some people say you should confront your parents and give them a chance to explain. Others say that some moments are so clear, so final, that there is nothing left to explain. Do you think I was right to block them at 2 in the morning? Or should I have waited and had a calmer conversation first? And the question that keeps me up sometimes: do you think parents ever realize what they have done when a child finally stops reaching out? Or do they just tell themselves the story where they did nothing wrong? Tell me your honest answer in the comments. If you believe people should face the consequences of their actions, hit subscribe. I have got more stories of justice that will blow your mind.